Microtransactions. It's a very mixed topic, and everyone has a very mixed opinion on it, especially people who were avid gamers when they were very young, but now that they're at their older age and have jobs and responsibilities, can't play as much, kind of can't play game as much and tend to side with microtransactions. So yeah, you know what I mean. But microtransactions as a whole is something I tend to avoid because my thoughts are, I paid $60 for a game. Why would I pay $1 or $2 just to go through that game faster? If I want to get my money's worth, when I want to play that game as much as possible, well, now obviously some of you will bring up the argument quantity doesn't equal quality, but take The Witcher 3 for example. That game was loaded with tons of content. Sure, it had repetitive checklist missions, those, especially those smuggler caches you'd find in Velen, and especially in fucking Skellige, which is fucking terrible. You'd find so many of those. There were so many of those at sea that it became fucking ridiculous that I literally just ignored them. But for the most part, the side content, the side missions and the monster contracts were the meat of the game, and a lot of those side quests showed many interesting side stories. And yeah, so imagine if in that game you could level fast, you would pay, they have microtransactions where you'd pay $1 or $2 just to level faster and not actually enjoy the game. So I feel like taking your time with the game and enjoying it as much as possible. I played that game for 2 months since it came out, and that's quite possibly the best game of the year. I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 would be up there with The Witcher 3. I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 would top Witcher 3, but we know how that ended up with Kojima and Konami, and MGS5 didn't turn out as how Kojima wanted to be. But anyways, that's off topic. So with microtransactions, from my standpoint, I see no incentive in paying microtransactions, especially with MGS5's case, because the microtransactions in that game are totally unnecessary. You don't need it to progress in the game. It's just for you to get resources faster. But then again, it's just, yeah, you would rather stick with your main base rather than just make extra ones. So I don't really see there wasn't really much point in it. So yeah, and in the case of the people who don't have a lot of free time on their hands, I'd be very careful with what kind of business practice you're supporting, because in certain cases, yeah, it's fine. Sure, there's microtransactions. In certain cases, okay, fine, there's microtransactions. It's fine as long as it isn't pay to win, or it's something you can easily ignore. It's not, but when it's something as bad as Farmville, or as certain mobile games on the iTunes store on iOS devices, that's where you draw the line, because that literally sucks the fun out of playing a game. You're literally paying for shit you would normally get in from years ago. So yeah, it's just it feels really slimy and just it feels like you're being it feels like companies are just picking through your fucking pockets over the littlest of things. Assassin's Creed Unity was terrible. It had this, especially Dragon Age Inquisition, and especially with its multiplayer mode, which is fucking terrible. It's just, ugh. Yeah, microtransactions, I guess kind of do have their place for a certain demographic, but For the people who support it and actually have a lot of time in their hands and would fucking pay just to go through the game faster just for the hell of it, you should. I need you to realize what business practice you're supporting, okay? I want you to think about it for a second. I mean, just think about what you're supporting. And yes, I know with the people who have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of work on their hands, just I understand paying for those like microtransactions to maybe go through the game faster, but then again, just also be stingy with what you're buying, because you may be buying into a very terrible business practice. Anyway, my name is Triage, and I will see you in the next news topic and video. Peace.